with no further ado, I'd love to invite Allie to the show, Allie to the call, and you guys are in for a real treat. So, Allie, thank you for being here. Number one, thank you.
Thank you for having me. And to those listening, I actually just told Randy this. I got back last night from EXP's regional rally up in Canada, in Alberta, and where I was the keynote speaker, and I taught everything of what I'm about to teach you. Same
That's amazing.
slides. So
We
you're going
we
to get
get we get
everything.
you a little more privately and more
Yeah.
hands-on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
So
will
rad.
I'm going to rip through these slides because there's a lot of information. Get your
Okay,
phone out and keep them out for like QR codes and stuff like that. And no, I'm not trying to
awesome.
get any emails. I'm not trying to get anything. Like everything is here for you, open book.
Appreciate it.
Um,
You're awesome.
I'm thinking that the questions will be like at the end. I don't know if there's like a way for people to
Yeah, yeah.
to
We'll
ask
we'll have
questions.
Q&A at the end if anybody wants to do that.
Perfect. Cool. Then
Appreciate it.
let's
So I'm gonna
start.
mute and let you just
Okay.
run the show. If you need me, chime in. But again, I appreciate you being here. I'm personally excited to see this information and share it with everybody in the organization.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
we'll
dude, me
provide
too.
copies for you as well, obviously. So whatever we can do to help.
Awesome.
Thanks, Allie.
Cool. So yeah, this is on how I have been running my real estate business from across the country and even from another one. So let's begin. My name is Allie Garced, and I was an Air Force active duty officer for a decade. I worked as a special agent for the Air Force Office of Special Investigations, which is NCIS, but for the Air Force. NCIS is for the Navy. I was miserable. It sounds super cool to say, working felony level crimes, traveling all over the world, gone 200 days out of the year, but it was a lot and I wanted to leave. I wanted more autonomy over my life. I wanted to do something for myself. And my wife at the time said, or rather, my wife at the time said, why don't you become a real estate agent? And I was like, no. It's like I'm not a bimbo. I don't even own a pair of heels. I don't fit in with the rest of these agents. And because that's not me. I don't you can't see what I'm wearing now, but like I wear sneakers, I wear backwards hats. Like that's not dressing up,
You're
not for
you're
me.
my people. You're my people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I was like, you know what? I'll humor you anyway. And I'll just look into it. I'll do some research. So I started listening to a ton of podcasts, read a lot of books, and that's when I realized that this is an actual business. There's KPI to track,
Mhm.
there's like funnels, and I fell in love. So my first year as a real estate agent was 4 years ago and I closed 20 homes. And that's when I realized, okay, I feel comfortable leaving the Air Force, leaving the pension, leaving everything to go all in into this. Cause I made more as a real estate agent, as a part time real estate agent, than I did 10 years into being a major in the Air Force. So I separated. And after that, I doubled my production. And since then, I now have 110 agents in my organization. But today's chat is going to be about production. And life is good until my wife's dad gets stage 4 cancer. They are from Minnesota. I sell in Tucson, Arizona, and that's where I used to live. So because my wife had retired, she was an Air Force pilot. She retired, and we moved over to Minnesota to be with family. And I was a little over a year into my business at this time, and I just thought, how is my business going to survive? Like I'm just getting started. Now I have to start over in a whole new city with neighborhood names that I can't pronounce, new street names. I have to use GPS to get around, new timelines, laws, regulation, MLSs. I'm gonna have to juggle too. It's like, well, I guess that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like maybe for now, I'll juggle both. I will stop taking on new clients in Tucson, and I will just start fresh in Minnesota, even though this is never going to be permanent. But at least, that's what I thought. That's what my game plan was, right? To service the remaining clients that I had in Tucson, but to refer out the future clients while starting over ground zero in Minneapolis. But then this happens. As I'm away, I start paying my homegirl, my homeboy, like, hey, can you do me a favor? Can I pay you $50 to just show this house to my clients? Can I pay you $150 to sit there during inspections? Because in case you don't know, in the state of Arizona, a licensed agent has to open the door, close the door, and be there for inspections throughout the entirety of the inspection. We are the babysitters. So can I pay you $150 to be there for the 3-hour inspection period? And people started saying yes. And I happily paid them because I wasn't there. I couldn't be there. And what I was doing was implementing a new system, a new process, and I was saving time. So I pay now $40 a showing, and I either have a friend of mine that do it, obviously a licensed agent, and like in my community, or if EXP like workplace at the time, but now going to be the hub.
Mhm.
If no one's available there, then I would use somebody from a different brokerage. Ask your MLS, ask your broker, all the things. But in Arizona, it's allowed. So I use the app called Showami or Showami, however you want to pronounce it. I use that, and I started saving a ton of my time, and I started telling my clients, by the way, Randy, when you start looking at homes, my business partner Emilio is going to be the one showing you homes, and if you're not in the local area, my business partner Shelby is going to be the one taking videos of inside the property, outside the property, and the neighborhood, and we'll start a group chat, and that's where she'll send you all the videos. How does that sound? And not once did clients ever say,
Brilliant.
no, Allie, I want you to be the one to open the door. I want you to be the one at the closing table. I want you to be there during inspections. Because truth be told, even if when I was sitting in inspections, I'm not a home inspector. I can't talk about the foundation. Legally, I can't even talk about it. Even if I knew about it, I still can't talk about it. So what the heck is the point of me being there?
Mhm.
Um, and that was a really big like turn around in or like aha moment in my business
Mhm.
where I thought that the value I was giving was being physically present with my clients. And that is not the value that they're looking for. So after I started implementing this, my business took off even more because I was buying back my time. I saved 25 hours per client with the 5 to sometimes 8 or 9 showings per client, plus the inspection period, plus the closing. And I used those 25 hours that I got back not just to sit on the couch. I spent about 5 hours sitting on the couch and relaxing a little bit. The other 20 hours, I made more YouTube videos. For the 20 hours that I was saving or buying back, I could make at least 3 more videos. That's creating the script, writing it out, recording it, and reviewing the edits. And every 3 videos that I make on YouTube, I get one more closing, not client, closing. So it was a no brainer. I was like, this is now, I can just do this on autopilot over and over again, and my business can continue to increase every single year. And that's when I realized clients don't need me to open the door, but I still wanted to show up, right? Like I still want to provide, like almost overcompensate for being across the country.
Mhm.
So this is how I realized that my clients, um, what they're looking for communication. Duh. Like that's the reason why agents are fired. That's the reason why agents don't go with the same realtor to have them list their home than they use that realtor like to buy the home. It's staying in front of them. My own personal business motto is if a client asks me a question, it's because I am falling behind and I didn't get ahead of it. Whenever a client asks me a question, I'm like, I should have already answered that question. That shouldn't have even been a question for you. I wanted to have squashed it before. Like, I want no questions. And sometimes I get transactions like that. Actually, kind of a lot of time, like 55%, I would say.
So good.
So,
So, Allie, quick question. A lot
yeah,
of agents still feel they have to sit at home inspections, sit at the title for an hour and a half while they sign documents with title companies. You don't do any of that now.
I can't. I don't.
Wow.
And
I
and
love
and I
that.
get a 5-star review every single time. Like
I
the
love that.
clients are happy. So, because clients want people they want an agent that's knowledgeable. They want an agent that communicates with them, that's a good negotiator, and they want the feeling that you have their back. So, plus, I try to make it as fun of a transaction along the way by educating them, yeah, but also my personality. Hence, YouTube, which is how they even find out about my personality. So now I have been an agent for 4 years. 2 years were a 2-time icon in 4 years of me being an agent. The first year I did not make it because I was still part time and still traveling all over the world with the military. And last year I did not make it because I was moving across the country. And so I closed between 40 to 50 homes a year. Out of those closings, 50% of them are buyers from my YouTube channel, specifically for buyers. And the other 50% of the closings are outbound referrals. And that's mainly from my Instagram, because remember, I spent 10 years in the military. Majority of my following right now are other military members that are PCSing and moving everywhere but Tucson. So it was connections to DC, Alaska, San Antonio, like everywhere but Tucson. And just so you know, my personal goal is not to keep it 50-50. I want to do like 80-20, 80% buyers from YouTube with Tucson, as opposed to spending the same amount of hours chasing down an outbound referral to an agent that dropped the ball or a client that started ghosting. And, I just don't have the control over it. And I like having control. The entire year of 2025, up until last month, I had been working for 4% on the buyer side, 4% plus a $550 transaction coordinator fee. What a mouthful to say on a Zoom call that this is my price. I follow a lot of Alex Hormozy. I'm not sure if anyone here also follows him. Drop it in the comments in their chat if you do. I paid for his extra add-on with his recent book promotion, and he said, when you're on sales calls, if more than 50% of the prospects say yes and pay you, it's time to increase your prices.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked back at my previous Zoom calls, and every single person except for one had said yes. I was like, wow, I should have been increasing it. Even plus, I was already at 4 plus the $550 TC fee.
This is amazing. On the buyer side,
as a buyer
side,
agent.
the listing side, that's an argument that it happens a lot, but I've never heard this on the buyer side.
On the listing side, I make more. On the listing side, I have a package of either 5, 6, or 6.5% just for the listing side.
Right.
So it's like going to a nail salon. Here, select your package, which one? And if none of them, totally fine. There are a ton of other great agents out there in Tucson. We probably weren't going to be a good fit. But again, that comes to the power of YouTube, where like they want to work with you, not anybody else. So it also got to the point too, where as I was trying to, when I thought I was going to do business here in Minnesota, I don't. Like, I'm going to let my license lapse. Don't send me Minnesota referrals. I only work Tucson. I know that shit like the back of my hand. But as I thought I was going to.
That's referrals to Tucson for buyers and sellers, correct?
Yes. Yes.
But you just mentioned like in your sphere of people in your YouTube and all that stuff, you send referrals elsewhere though, correct?
Yeah. Whenever I know of someone PCS or moving somewhere else and wanting to buy somewhere else. Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Usually they're only around Air Force bases.
Yeah. Colorado.
Yep. A lot of Colorado.
Yeah.
The Springs, never Buckley.
Right.
So yeah, because of YouTube, I now also happen to be the number 18 agent attractor when it comes to FLAs added in 2025 in the US. That's a separate channel, right? But I'm one behind Spring Benson. Is that how you pronounce her last name?
Benson.
Benson. That's crazy. Like my sponsor is the one who told me that. She was like, hey, do you know that you're number 18 in the country? And I was like, for what? And I was like, no way. Again, power of YouTube and sharing your personality. This is one of my favorite quotes, like by Naval Ravikant, like a thought leader, a philosopher. You are doing sales because you failed at marketing. If I had joined a team or if I had been forced to cold call, I would have failed in this business. I would not have lasted. So it's really important. Like maybe YouTube doesn't resonate with you, but for others that are listening, like if YouTube feels like maybe that's the right play for you, instead of open houses, eating up all of your weekends, instead of cold calling, facing rejection and being hung up on, try YouTube. Even if you're boring, you don't have to be like, you can just be yourself. And I'll get into that in a bit. So I want to go through my step-by-step process of my funnel, right? So I'm obviously not in Arizona anymore, so I can't do open houses. And I cold called for like one day and I cried and I was like, nah, not for me. Not really, I didn't cry, but it was terrible. So long form content allows you to show your personality while educating. I'm a big fan of long form content over short form content. This is tiring. This is sustainable, at least for me. So the NAR shows that only 25% of agents even use YouTube. Crazy. And out of those 25%, majority of what they do with their YouTube channel is just slapping on some listing videos. Yeah. Low effort, The traditional like salesy music, no face, no voice, no personality. So even though a quarter of the agents have YouTube, they're not even using it to the extent that they should or could be.
Yeah.
So YouTube is not saturated because even if every single agent had their own YouTube channel, you are different. Your expertise is different. Your background experience is different.
Locality,
Your
background,
personality,
expertise, everything.
yeah, yeah, like big time. And plus, it's owned by Google. So my experience when it comes to like real talk, the numbers, after I made 30 long form videos, that's when I started getting about 2 to 5 leads a month. However, in the beginning, they were shit leads. In the beginning, you're going to get renters. If your area pays you for renters, great. Tucson does not. Maybe they'll pay $15 to find a renter. Like it's I'm not going to work renters. So that's just like the order of you getting clients or you're the people that reach out to you from your YouTube channel. It's what's going to happen. Don't get discouraged. Keep making videos. Then the next type of people that are going to be reaching out to you are locals that are already in the area that don't plan on buying, don't plan on selling. They just want somebody to talk to because they're retired. Don't get discouraged.
This
So
is so good
overall,
to land this out what the expectation is, because that's where people get, they get discouraged.
yeah, big time, big time.
Love
And
it.
like
Love it.
it's you have to have a big enough like bucket or portfolio of videos in order for someone to see your channel and say, "Oh wow, this person has been making a lot of videos. They've been answering all of my questions and they're answering questions before I even realized that I had them as a question. I want Allie as my real estate agent." So after that, now I have over 160 videos, but about 110 of those are long videos, long form
What do you
videos.
consider long form? 8 minutes, 4 minutes? What?
Well, what I consider long form is anything over one, which is considered the short, right? It's either
Right.
short or long. But
And then three
length,
minutes now for YouTube Shorts is the max.
yeah, yeah. Like anything horizontal is what I consider long
Oh,
form.
okay.
My
Oh, I
typical
see. Okay.
videos, yeah, my typical videos are about 20 minutes.
Awesome.
Um, so my experience, I personally work with clients that are relocating. They're not in Tucson. They're not in Arizona. They've never even stepped foot in the Southwest. My clients are military members. So a lot of them come from just because the way the Air Force works, a lot of them come from Japan. They're stationed in Japan, and I help them go move across the country or across the world. However, if you wanted to work local people in your area, for example, move up buyers, you can make an entire channel just related to those that are already in your city. By answering the questions here on the top, on the right hand
Mhm.
side, these are all titles that you can do and create your channel around for move up buyers.
I love it.
Um, yeah. And overall, it's like all about the words that you use. So just make sure that whatever you put out, know that you're going to get that back in return. If you talk about this one specific neighborhood that you don't really want to work because it's actually kind of far away, you're going to get that in return. Otherwise, don't put it out there in the interwebs. So being on camera, a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, I don't like the way I look, or I don't like the way that I sound." I get over it. Take a shot if you need to. Like, when I first joined EXP, I was part of a mentorship program, not the mentor program, but like a different side because of my upline. Anyway, they challenged us to go live every single week for 12 weeks. And I was scared. I was like, go live and talk about what? Like what? I maybe will go live for like a minute and then I'm done talking. I don't know what else to talk about. But I went live and the challenge was for 12 weeks. By week 7, I was good to go. I was like, okay, I can go on live and talk about anything. So looking back now, had I not done it over a week, had I gone live 7 days in a row, I could have saved myself 6 weeks worth of time to make more videos and get
That's
more
right.
clients. So if you're camera shy, I challenge you to do the same thing of what helped me, which is go live, but this time go live every single day for at least 3 minutes, 7 days in a row. You're going to get over it.
I love it. One of the things I coach some of my clients that have extreme reluctance is go live, but keep it private. So you could go live, but have it actually not go to an audience. It's just so you could go back and watch it. You can get comfortable with how to go live and what the timing on the phone is and stuff. But I
Mm.
think what you're saying is brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. I liked, well, I liked the feedback that I got when I was live too. You know, it was like a couple friends here. They're like, "Allie, you're doing a good job." And like that was enough for me. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
you're doing a good
right.
job. So I kind of needed that like feedback.
Right.
And as you're recording yourself, very, very important that with YouTube, you want to script the first sentence, maybe even two sentences, because YouTube is huge on making sure that your video matches what the title is and matches what the thumbnail is. There's nothing worse than you clicking on a YouTube video. We've all done it. We've clicked on a YouTube video because the title was going to answer our question and the thumbnail was like, oh, this is the video that's going to answer my question of how to get back into my locked iPhone. You know, like how to make this one chicken noodle soup. And you click on it
So true.
and they start talking about their background, their everything else but the freaking answer that you want. So the first two sentences, make sure that you are repeating. You're pretty much laying down, you're assuaging the audience, saying, don't worry, you clicked on the right video. I will be answering your question. And you want to get to it right away. Other important YouTube findings that I have found. You do, by the way, this is my channel. Do not subscribe. I do not subscribe to this channel. Never subscribe to a channel that you're not actually going to be getting benefit from. I have another channel that you can subscribe to because that's about how to make your YouTube channel, how to build your business. Don't subscribe to this one. I'm only showing you this photo because I have 1,000 subs, 1,200 subs. That alone is all I need to close 25 deals a year at 5%. Like you don't need a lot. And maybe 1,000
Wow.
sounds like a lot to you. It took 3 years of me doing this to get there. But when you look at others, I'm curious who went to EXPCon. Put it in the chat below if you went to EXPCon. Also put in the chat if you happen to go to my breakout. It was at X Camp. I shared the stage with Katie Spaniak, I think is how you pronounce her last name. She's with EXP. Hella big audience on her YouTube channel. 70,000 subscribers. 70. And so I was like stoked to share the stage with her. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to learn so much from her. I follow her on Instagram or on YouTube. And we shared the same message. You know, we just met that right then and there. In case you guys know what X Camp is, like it's the best part of EXPCon. But so I shared the stage with her, and she shared that when she took off on YouTube and started getting a ton of subscribers, her business went down. And that was because, so we shared the same message. Our message is the number of subscribers doesn't freaking matter. I have 1,000 and I think I closed more deals than she did because in her YouTube channel, she never specified where she works.
Oh
Her
boy.
videos went viral. The best paint colors to sell your house for most. She does listing sides. All of her videos, just so many views. And yet no one knows that she works at the suburbs of Chicago. No one. So we shared the same message of subscribers doesn't matter. Views don't matter. It just matters if you answer their question and you tell them exactly what to do at the end of the video. So that's the only reason why I share this. Also, my title, PCS at Davis Monthan. A lot of people are like, what the hell letters are those? What are you talking about? This clearly only talks to my avatar. Only military people know what PCS is. You know, Davis Monthan. What the heck is that? That's the Air Force Base in Tucson. So I want to be so obvious that I am the agent for military members that are moving and relocating to Tucson. I want it to be a no-brainer. I don't want it to be like, oh, I work this, and then also I work military, and then also I work blah, blah, blah. No, I work you.
Wow.
That's it.
And do you have
So
separate YouTube channels for that avatar, if you will?
this is my one YouTube channel for buyers.
Okay.
And that's it. I mean, so another thing too that I found is I can make it as specific as possible for military. Military will then also refer me to their friends who are not military. Like I will end up working others. I just want to be the obvious choice for that one sector.
I love it. And it's clearly working very well for you. So if you had another business in Minnesota, just say,
Mhm.
and you decided to build a team in Minnesota, you'd make a separate YouTube page that's specific to that geographical area, not try to blend the two, PCS and Minnesota.
100%.
Okay, thank
Yes.
you.
Yep. And if I wanted to create a different channel for sellers in Tucson, Arizona, that's a different channel because it's a
And
different
that's a
audience.
channel. That doesn't mean another YouTube account. It's just a channel within your overall YouTube account. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. So 50% of my closings are from YouTube, and the clients wait until I'm ready. Like
That's
they have
amazing.
access to my calendar, and I block off days, like all of last week. And I've been traveling to Miami and traveling to Canada for the regional rally. And like people wait because they want to work with you. So, and another thing is don't ever share your YouTube channel ever. Not your mom, not your sister, not anybody. YouTube has so much freaking money that they pump into their own algorithm. They know how to push your video out way more than you know how to push your own video out. So let YouTube do its thing and don't tell anyone you even have a channel. Don't let people subscribe
Really?
to your shit. Yeah.
Wow,
Because YouTube,
this is awesome. This is the first time I've heard that, but it makes sense.
yeah. Yeah. Because YouTube will see
YouTube's doing their
who
thing.
clicks in, who clicks out, who watches another video from the same creator back to back. That's what you want. And your
Mm,
mom is not going to watch your video back to back in length, we know, without skipping around.
right.
So another lesson learned,
We love
well,
mom, but she's not helping us.
yeah, yeah. And even if she did, even if she watched all of your videos, she doesn't take any action, right? Like she's not going to ask the questions. And so YouTube will then see what else is your mom looking at. Oh, she also likes recipes in about like how to make pumpkin soup. She also likes a lot of New Hampshire for some reason. What's going on in New Hampshire? And then YouTube gets confused. Do we push this out for Tucson, or do we push this out for the mom, the raving fan in New Hampshire? And so don't do that. Like, make it so obvious that let YouTube do its thing. Let go, let YouTube. The other lesson learned is don't edit your videos. You are not an editor. Just like you would not get your photography license to take photos of your listings, just like you're not going to be doing your own paperwork because you have a TC, hopefully. You're a negotiator. You're a people person. You're not an editor. So let someone else do that. I'll tell you exactly how to find a good editor too.
Love it.
The last important finding is funnel. I put my phone number out there in the beginning. I put my email out there in the beginning. I don't know why. I never check email, ever, ever, ever check email. My VA does that. Now, the lesson learned is I have Calendly, and I will share with you my exact script. But I tell people in the video, the only way to book a call with me is to schedule a call with the link in the description. That's the only way. Here's some homework for you guys. These top 4 are my top performing videos on my channel. And even though these may not be the most converting videos, this is what I call like feeder videos, right? So these are the highest viewed. They answer very general type questions. I cover a lot, super beefy, a lot of research went into these. And these are what causes people to even find my channel and then watch other videos in my channel, which I call my conversion videos. These 4 videos you can make every 6 months. The whole thing of YouTube is you have to be repeating yourself. You have to be okay with repeating yourself over and over again because you have to make sure that each video can stand alone. If somebody's only going to watch one video, you want to make sure that everything is out there. So you have to be comfortable with repeating yourself as opposed to saying, oh, I already answered this in the other video. They probably didn't watch it yet. So say it again. This is my full list of videos in the QR code over here, 20 videos plus a ton of hooks and a lot of beefy shit. On the left-hand side, these are what I consider my more so conversion type videos. So when I ask people, the buyers that book a call with me, what about my channel surprised you or helped you? Like, why me? Which I'll get into this later. Sometimes they say specific videos, and these are the videos that have helped them. Honestly, a lot of them are the negative videos because real estate agents are too scared to talk shit about the city that they live in. Every city has issues. Talk about it. Of course, in like a non-steering way. Ask your broker and blah, blah,
I freaking love you. It's exactly true, though.
blah. So to
I
further
was like, we were
answer,
on the call for like 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, I love you. When can we do something together on the YouTube and stuff? So thank you again for being here.
oh my God, of course, of course. So how long should the video be? It's not really a minute type of question. It's a value type of question. It's how short of a video can you make it that has so much freaking value that as soon as the value ends, You cut it.
Mm.
That's how long the video should be. It could be 35, it could be 45 minutes if you're doing a map tour of every single neighborhood in Tucson, or it could be 6. But if the value is there, or if you don't delay getting to the value, get into the value right away, do the whole thing, and then do the call to action at the end. That's all you need. The reason of this photo over here is because who here has looked up that chicken soup, recipe that you want to make? And the first thing, the whole 3 pages worth is talking about their grandmother in the mountains of Italy and how she first found her long lost love. And now she makes the perfect pumpkin soup. We don't care. I want the ingredients. Give me the ingredients. Then if I like it, then I'll decide to read about your grandmother's long lost love. I don't care. So, okay. The how should each video be? So in the beginning is the hook. Like I said before, script. The first sentence, the first 2 sentences. Make sure you don't say any ums, ahs, pauses. Just be punchy. You want to hook people in. And of course, you want to be saying pretty much what you're going to be saying is you clicked on the right video. Don't click away.
Right.
Then you're going to be delivering the value, answering all the questions that your clients have ever given you related to that topic. And insert some stories because you want to show your personality too. You want to smile. You want to laugh. You want to laugh at yourself. And then only about halfway through the video do I do what I call a soft call to action. And by the soft call to action, it's like a subtle call to action. That's when I introduce myself. I never introduce myself in the beginning of my videos anymore. I have not earned the right to do so yet. Nobody gives a shit. So I only mention that, by halfway through the video. By the way, I'm Allie Garced. I'm a real estate agent. I also
Almost
was
like
forced.
You forgot. Oh, by the way.
Yes. Oh, by the way, I've been rambling on forever.
Yeah.
The military also forced me to move here, but I like some parts of Tucson. And now I'm a real estate agent and I do these videos because for you. Anyway, carrying on. And that's my soft call to action. I said, I'm just like you. And I said, I'm a real estate agent. I did not say, work with me. The hard call to action is at the very, very, very end. After you've delivered all the value, if people are still around, which the right person will be, the people that have stuck around to the very end of your video, they like you. So sell them. That's when you can say this. So the red here is my soft call to action. It's my introduction. Hey, by the way, I'm just like you and I'm a real estate agent. And the final call to action or the hard call to action is in blue below. This is where I say, once you know you're moving to Tucson, not if you think that you want to buy in Tucson. No, once you know you're getting orders to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, book a call with me. The only way to do so is to click on the link in the description below. Make sure you and all buying parties are there, including your spouse. Otherwise, I will have to reschedule. And I tell them, I'm already laying down the law, right? That's going to take you to my calendar. You can book a time, whatever works best for you and all buying parties. And I look forward to seeing you there. However, if you don't yet know if Tucson is for you, that's totally cool. I have so many other videos on my channel, like this one over here, and I'll see you there. So that's it. I essentially give them 2 options. One, if they're hot, if they're ready, then book a call because I want to talk to you. If not, if they're kind of like, oh, Tucson or Phoenix or California, or I don't know, totally fine. Just do some more of your own research. I've already done the videos for you. So that's my 2 for there. And I point on the screen because in the YouTube studio, you can attach another video of where you want the traffic to go. And that is what YouTube likes. Oh, wow. They stuck around to the end of the video and then they clicked a video on her page. That creator must be answering something of value to them. Let's throw some ads in front of it. That's what eventually gets you paid on YouTube. By the way, it's not much. It's like a steak dinner every day. Cool. Whoop-de-doo. I'd rather have 5%. So then YouTube description. I don't overthink this. I kind of restate the title. And what I used to throw all 5,000 characters on there and make it super beefy and keywords and blah, blah. I'm keeping this part simple now. I restate the title. This is what I learned. This is what I'm teaching you. And if you're a buyer, book here. If you're a seller, because sometimes I do get sellers from my buyer channel. If you're a seller, book here. Well, that's it. And then some other of my most popular videos. The funnel. I use Calendly. There are a lot of other options aside from Calendly. Calendly is just one that I got started with earliest, and it's $150 a year. It's an absolute no-brainer. The QR code over here gives you the exact questions of what I ask the buyers. So the QR code is what my buyers book with me. I'm giving this to you. Calendly allows 10 questions, and I ask all 10 questions. This is part of my qualifying process. I've never had somebody book a call that didn't answer the questions. Again, it's like, it's how bad do they want to buy a house and how bad do they want to work with me? So, happy to give this to you. You can copy and paste all of it as long as the numbers align. With Calendly, I also set up as many alerts as possible. I believe they give you 3. I set this up like a long time ago, set it and forget it. It works every time. I think it's once they book the call, they get a text and an email, and I get a text and an email. 24 hours ahead of the meeting, they get a text and an email, and I get a text. And then 2 hours before the meeting, they get a text, I get a text. Out of, I don't even know how many people I've met with. Well, actually, no, probably I've sold almost 200 homes in 4 years. I've only ever had
And you've been in business 20 years, right?
my 4 years of being an agent.
That's so crazy. 4 years of
Yeah,
being an agent, you've sold 200 homes.
almost 200 homes.
Almost 200 homes, soon to be 200 homes.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
That's so rad.
And I've only been
You're
stood up one
brilliant.
time. Only been stood up one time, and I think that's because of Calendly.
No kidding.
Yeah.
One
One
time?
time. One time.
And all those went through some kind of funnel like this?
All of them went through. Yeah. Yep.
Whoa.
So then
Those are
once,
big statements, big numbers.
yeah, it feels
Just
good. Like
impressive.
I love it. That's why I'm like shouting this from the rooftops. I'm like, you can take a vacation. You can take a
So
3-month-long
smart.
vacation, and your business can grow.
You're definitely a giver. So we appreciate you.
I appreciate that. In return, just follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, that's right.
So I give this out to the buyers. They're answering the question. Once I receive the answers, I have one Zap that I had my friends do for me because I'm not really good with like Zap or Zapier. But then the Zap goes into my Google Calendar. I get all the questions, and then they also get added as a lead on my bold trail. So once I get the answers, then I fill out my transaction coordinator's paperwork for the buyer broker agreement. I add their full names, I add their phone number, their email. I add my my compensation and the additional comments that I do for every single buyer. And I give it to Judith, my TC, for her to start the paperwork. By the way, in a lot of states, TCs say that they do contract to close. Arizona did too. And I was like, no, I don't want to do any paperwork. How much more can I pay you to do all of the paperwork? And this one said $100 more. And I was like, done. Too easy. Yeah. So she fills it out because I don't even know how to find the buyer broker agreement. SkySlope, haven't logged in a long time. So then she sends it to me. I don't yet sign it because once I sign it, then it goes to the buyers and I haven't met them yet. So I keep it in my inbox. I just make sure that it's ready to go. And then I only sign it once we're actually on the Zoom call, like in the middle of the Zoom call.
Say that over again. I think that was a really powerful statement.
So I have my TC fill out the entire buyer broker agreement from the information that I got in my Calendly. She sends it to me. I make sure that the name is correct, the phone number is correct, the time frame, my compensation, the additional comments, which I'll get into in a bit at the bottom there, like cancellation fee and or retainer fee, which I do. And then I make sure I hold it in my inbox.
Cancellation fee with a buyer?
Yes.
God. You're an alien.
Yes.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah. That's new.
Sorry to disrupt you there.
No, you're good. You're good. So then I hold it in my inbox, and then only once in the middle of my call with the buyers, which is over Zoom. Obviously, I'm not in Tucson. That is when I will go back to Judith's email. I'll sign it. It sends it to their inbox, and I say, "Great, I've sent you 3 emails. One of them is the buyer broker agreement," and that's when I go into all that. Sometimes they sign it right there. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes about 50-50. Sometimes I'll sign it like the next day or 2 days later. Totally fine. On my side, I keep their contacts in my phone with a yellow dot before their name, so that way I know they were not yet in agreement. Once they have signed the listing agreement or the buyer broker agreement, that yellow dot turns into a green dot, and they get pinned to the top of my iPhone, so that way they come first. Green comes first. Everyone else is yellow, or past clients is purple, just my own thing that I do on my phone. This is the same slide as previously, but on the right-hand side, I wanted to show you two things out of the questions of why I ask these questions. The first one is that out of curiosity, how many of my YouTube videos have you watched? I have found that if
Oh,
they have
wow.
watched a lot of them say 8. That's been my average, or at least what people are telling me. I can't prove it, but 8 videos, and there's like a good transaction. I love them. We become friends. Like it's nice. It's lovely. If it's anything less than 5, I will text them, depending on the rest of their answers to their questions. I'll get a sense of what they're looking for. I will text them because I have their number because of Calendly. I'll text them both in the group chat and I'll say, hey, I think these 2 extra videos will help you in your process. That's the only time I share my YouTube videos because they already came to me from YouTube. So I'll share my YouTube videos. I think these videos, in case you haven't watched them, and if they have watched them, I'll send them other videos. I want to get that number up. I want them to love me. I don't want them
Yeah,
to think of
you're
me.
adding value to the equity of the relationship through that process.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So good.
And then the other thing is the price range. This is a subtlety of laying expectations. I used to get Zoom calls saying, or from buyers saying that they wanted to buy a property, a 3-bed or 4-bed, 3-bath house with a pool in the backyard for 200K. In
Right.
Tucson, that's not happening. So like I'm telling them here, if you want less than 200K, you're getting land, you're getting an apartment. If you want a house with a
So good.
pool, that's 500 to 700K. So I'm like, that's just like a subtle way of saying, okay, great. So you want a house with a pool? We're looking at 500 plus, easy.
Over a
Um,
million a casita for me.
yeah, yeah. And then,
I dig it.
so presentation, the actual buyer broker, it's all about the tone, right? So like we jump in the buyer broker call. I bring my fucking energy because I want the energy to match what they have seen on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I have just been bringing extra energy. Plus, it makes me feel good afterward too. So I'm like, Randy, what's up, dude? So good to meet you. I'm excited to work with you. That's my opening line every single time. And they're like, whoa, she's excited
Seriously.
to work with me. Like I'm already like
Right.
establishing that we are working together.
Yeah.
um, so then after some rapport, after I get the spouse involved, because sometimes the spouse is a little shy, I want them to talk. Then I say, okay, I usually take this call in 3 parts. The first part is going over the questions that you answered. I want to make sure nothing changed. I want to make sure I know exactly what you're looking for because I don't want to be sending you shit homes. The second part is going over the Tucson market today. You may not buy right now, but at least I'll tell you where we're at in today's market. And then the third part is going over the next steps, how to work with me, how the money flows, and all that. Sound good? And they're just like, yeah. So then a little bit further into parts 1 and 2, the first part, when I'm going over what they're looking for, I have my bold trail up, and I'm sharing my screen. So I'm sharing with them how many homes, like first of all, how easy it is for me to just switch the filters. And then also at the end, we can both see together how many homes actually like meet their criteria. And usually it's like a huge number, like 200 homes, 300 homes. And this is how I say it. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. Right now we have 355 homes available. So my goal is to narrow that down because I doubt that you want to see 355 homes. I have found in my past buyer client experience that they typically, once they know exactly what they're looking for, they're typically looking for like between 5 to 7 homes that truly meet their criteria. So that's my goal for you. And then I just move on to the next part. Well, then I'll try to filter even more right there on the spot. Like, so let's try to narrow this down a little bit. And again, I'm sharing my screen. Do 2 stories matter to you? Do you need 1 story? What about XYZ? What about XYZ? So I shave it off some more and then I assign it to them as homework. Like, hey, think about this more. Let's start narrowing this down significantly more. And maybe we can't narrow it down yet because you're not here in Tucson. So instead, watch my other videos of Vail, Arizona, and Marana, Arizona, and Sahuarita, Arizona, and all the different suburbs. So that way you can get a sense of maybe what area you want to move to instead. Part 2 of the call is I tell them, I go over 2 data points. Nothing crazy. Unless they are an engineer type, then I'll do more research. And again, you can tell a lot by the way that they answer questions. Majority of the time, people, or at least my clients, are not engineers. So I go over the days on market for the type of property they're looking for and the area of where they're looking, and the price point. So a specific days on market and the list to sales ratio, that percentage. So I go over those 2 numbers with them. So I say right now, homes are sitting for 65. The type of home you're looking for is sitting for around 65 days in the market. And so it's a buyer's market, but it's nothing, it's not a crazy buyer's market. Right now, sellers are expecting to get 95% of what they list at. That's what they're expecting to get when they sell. So uh so it's great for buyers right now, but it's not like 2008 where homes are 50% off. That in blue is what I used to say, and I used to stop it there. Now I added this purple line the last couple of months to drive it in even further because I want to be super, super specific. So I'll look at their price of what they're looking for because they've already told me that. So that I added this purple line. So if you're looking at a home that's a $400,000, 5% off means that we're likely going to be getting it at around 380, right? So we're not going to be placing offers at like 40K below ask. We're placing offers at like 5, 10, 15. And that's only once we've hit the days on market. If it's anything if before that, if we're only 30 days on market, we're not going to be getting 30K off. Like, you know what I mean? And they're usually like, oh, okay, I get it.
Such a good
We can't.
expectation set.
Yeah, big time. So that's where I'm like, it's not the market that we're in. Part 3 of the call is I explain the truth of what I wish that I had when I was buying. Because I started as an investor. I own like 14 units right now. 7 properties. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I had no idea who was getting paid when, who was getting kickbacks, who's out to get me. So I try to, again, like let them know super transparently where the money flows. And I tell them, like, I wish that I had known this, but honestly, I was too scared to ask when I was investing. That is like signed paperwork and I didn't really know what I was signing. And I never want to do that with my clients. So I want to explain to you how the money flows right now. And then I get into the NAR stuff, the lawsuit. I'm like, have you heard of the lawsuit happening a couple of years ago? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, great. This is going to be fun. So I tell them how I get paid, that I only get paid at the very, very end of the transaction. Only if we close in a house do I get paid. And I want to share with you how the money flows now. So right now, the sellers are paying for majority of my fee, which my fee is 5% of the purchase price. And sellers are paying for 3% of the purchase price. Plus, in today's market, they're paying for a lot of your closing costs. So sometimes that would mean like you would be paying about the difference of maybe like 1%, maybe 2% toward my fee. But either way, whatever it is, you will know exactly how much that amount is before we go under contract. That's my promise to you. And that alone has been extremely helpful to my buyers where they feel comfortable. They just want to know they're not getting bamboozled. And there is no bamboozling. Like I want them to know exactly how much I charge, where the money is flowing, when I get paid, because buyers don't know. And I feel like a lot of agents are scared to lean into that. Like, dude, I'm working for free until we close. And now that's also where I cover my cancellation fee, which I think is this next one. Oh no, it's one after that. I'll go into it in a bit. So I tell them you're going to have 3 emails in your inbox. The first one is educational. I give you the contract, the sales contract, so that way you can get a sense of what that looks like. I give you check your spam for the homes on the market, and before you show any homes or give me any homes that you're interested in seeing, make sure that you've done these 3 things. You looked at the crime maps, you virtually walked the neighborhood, and you looked at the school district if that's important to you. If those 3 are a go, then put it in the group chat, and we'll get the lender on it to run numbers for you. And once you find a property, then I'll have my business partner, Emilio, go to the property, take videos of inside, outside, and the neighborhood. And that's when you can decide if you want to go further. The QR code on the right side here is my exact job description of how I hire an editor. I give them a sample. I say, here's a video, here's my B-roll, create a 1-minute unpaid sample. Because they can say that they're the best in the world, and sometimes they're not. And then the bottom here is the actual camera that I have. It's an Amazon link. I'm not making money off of it. Budget. I share expenses with a lender for them to get the first at bat. Simple as that. So talk to your lender. A lot of times they have a bigger budget than you do. I just realized I'm cutting into time here. Retainer fee. I have a $2,000 retainer fee when working with
We're
investors
okay on
only.
time as long as you're good.
Okay. I have a meeting actually in 4
Okay,
minutes.
no worries. You're good.
So only with investors do I have a retainer fee. And so you get paid upfront, and it's at least some buy-in, right? Some skin in the game from investors. I mainly charge this because I don't really like working with investors, despite being one myself. Actually, probably because I am one myself. And I do have a cancellation fee. So I make this very, very clear. The more transparent you can be upfront, the more your clients appreciate that. So I tell them only after inspections, only after we get the appraisal back. So think like a couple of days before closing, that is when the cancellation fee is going to go into effect of $10,000. Because remember, we've probably worked with each other for like months at that point. My TC has done a lot of work. My team has done a lot of work, and I do want to get paid for my time.
And
I
they
say it
haven't
just like
released
that.
contingencies. This is one of those contingencies, basically.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is after everything. Like
Right.
if you just get cold feet,
Right.
I'm getting paid.
Right.
And then I do 1 year buyer brokers. I don't do single property showings. I don't do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Actually, this was good timing. So in closing, I moved because of personal reasons, but this made me realize that I can work from freaking anywhere, and so can you. So take the month-long vacation. And in fact, I'm going to Thailand this December. So if you want to go, baby, let's go.
I want to go.
Let's do it. And that's it. You can
Dude,
find me on YouTube there.
you rock. So give a plug for your coaching, because I told you I want you to do that. You were like, no, it's okay. I want to contribute, but I want you to put a plug in for your coaching. And you do some amazing things.
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. So I work with a select few. It's expensive. I work with a select few of those that know that YouTube is going to be what they want to do to get clients. Because hello, you could charge a premium. If so, then I work 6 months. We do 20 videos for you, edited, scripting, unlimited revisions, and that way all you have to do is just record the video and upload it. That's it. And then just like obviously follow our funnel, like the Calendly, the shit that works. So you're gonna have to pay for that too. But it's 6 months to do the 20 videos, and reach out on Instagram actually if you're interested. We could chat further. Allie the agent.
I love it. I appreciate you doing that, and I appreciate your contribution. I know you've got to run to another appointment, but Allie, wow. I've been through a lot of trainings, and this is firepower. And what's cool is I know you. You're doing it, and so you're speaking from a place of contribution. Thank you for your service, by the way. I was Coast Guard. Love
Oh,
you, and
nice.
love what you did for the country. Appreciate that. I think it speaks volumes into what you're having success wise now, right? The military has done a lot of good things for us, and
Definitely.
tomorrow's Veterans Day is like what? Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's
Yeah.
Veterans Day. So thank
Yeah.
you for your service, and your wife. Thank her, and appreciate you so much.
Randy, thank you so much for having me on. I hope that this helped. And everyone reach
100%.
out to Randy for the slides. I'll give it to you, Randy. You can just
That'd be
send them
that'd be
out.
awesome. Yep. Reach
Yeah.
out to me for slides and all the things. And if you have any questions, reach out to us, and we'll make sure we get them answered for you. But Allie, thank you.
Awesome.
Anything we could do for you, it's there.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thanks
Bye,
everybody for being
friends.
here. We'll get this processed and we'll get it out to everybody.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Allie.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Rock and roll.